It's hard for us to pick a favorite spot in Sedona. Everything we've experienced there has been absolutely incredible, but one place we love for sure is Robbers Roost. The hike to Robbers Roost is fairly simple. The main tricky part is having the right car to get to it. We got a nice early start on the day we went, and we were lucky enough to see the valley covered in a nice soft morning light, and we were even treated to watching a couple of hot air balloons come in for a landing. If you have a high clearance off-road capable vehicle, you'll be on bumpy dirt roads for about 10.8 miles, and you'll park right at the trailhead for Robbers Roost. However, if you don't have a high clearance vehicle, you can still visit. You will have to drive a little bit more carefully, but you can park at the lower lot which you see here and hike in. This will add 2 miles to the overall length of your hike. We did see a couple people use this lower parking lot option, so if you do decide to drive in, be careful, there could be hikers on the road. Almost immediately after leaving the lower lot, things are going to start to get really bumpy. As long as you brought the right vehicle, it's nothing that is going to challenge your driving skills, but it's definitely going to slow you to a crawl. Almost the entire trail is covered with boulders that are pretty much the size of softballs all the way up to watermelons. As we bounced and shook our way up the rock-covered hill, we started to see the rocky outcropping that is home to Robbers Roost appearing on our right. You can't actually see it from here though, because it is located on the back side. Finally, we reached the top of the climb, where we were greeted by another beautiful Jeep. As we got out of the Jeep and started getting ready for our adventure, we noticed a guy that was heading towards the parking lot. We assumed he was the owner of the other Jeep, and he was. He couldn't have been nicer. He gave us some tips and gave us the best route to get up to Robbers Roost, and said that he even left a present for us. We all laughed, and he said that he knew that sounded kinda crazy, but he promised that we would like it. With that, we parted ways and started making our way towards the cave. If you start from the off-road parking lot, you're not really going to be gaining a lot of elevation per se. The trail does dip down, and then you're coming back up to almost level with that parking lot. It still definitely feels like a bit of a climb though. There are a lot of cactus and pokey plants here, so pay attention to where you're going. It's real easy with Sedona hikes to get awestruck by your surroundings and get distracted. Once you reach a narrow, sketchy looking cliff with a very long drop down, you know that you are almost there. Luckily, as long as you're wearing the right kind of shoes, the sandstone should give you good traction and it won't be anywhere near as scary as it looks. Pretty much as soon as you round the corner, Robbers Roost is going to come into view. This place is absolutely surreal, and I cannot believe that this is not man-made. Please note that this place is sacred to a lot of people. Many come here to meditate, so if you like to hike with your Bluetooth speaker, please leave it in the car. And if there are people at the cave when you get there, please be respectful. And last but not least, please practice leave no trace and leave the area even better than you found it. There is one more tiny ledge that you need to navigate to get into the cave, but it is nowhere near as sketchy as the first one. I wasn't paying attention and I hopped over the stacked stone to get into the cave, but V, being the observant one that she is, noticed that there is a small opening with a staircase that leads into the cave. And that's where we saw the beautiful present that our Jeep buddy had left for us. It was a beautiful crystal. I felt really bad because I didn't manage to get his name when we were talking, so if you're out there, Jeep dude, thank you. Our whole time at the cave was absolutely amazing, and we had the whole place to ourselves for almost half an hour. It even gave V a quick second to do some meditation of her own. Finally, another group showed up and we wanted to give them the beautiful gift of having the entire place to themselves like we had. It is an out and back hike, so you're gonna have to make your way across the 2 sketchy ledges one more time. Luckily by this time you should know what to expect and it won't be as bad. We're gonna take in a second to soak in that view on your way back. The valley that surrounds Robbers Roost is absolutely postcard worthy. Even though the sandstone is super grippy, you're gonna wanna take your time and be careful as you make your way back down. Both of us slipped a couple times when we were trying to navigate this steeper section. After the steep section, it's pretty much smooth sailing from there on out. That is, if you manage to not get poked by one of the million cactuses on this last downhill. The last uphill to get you back up to the upper parking lot is a little bit steep and it might have you breathing a little bit heavy, but it's not that bad. With a hike that is 3 miles from the lower parking lot and less than a mile from the upper parking lot, the spot is amazing and I highly recommend checking it out on your next visit to Sedona. And that's pretty much gonna do it for Robbers Roost. Have you visited any of the amazing Sedona caves? If so, which one was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoy our adventures, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you get notified when we make new videos. Check us out over on Instagram at thatadventurelife_official. And for all the information about Robbers Roost as well as other awesome things to do in the Sedona area, head on over to thatadventurelife.com.